Tonight we hear from Mr. Lenard Moore. He was honored by the governor for his contributions in literature and specifically for his mastery of the Japanese art form, the haiku. Lenard Moore, welcome to North Carolina Now.
Oh, thank you for having me here, Shannon.
And congratulations are in order. You are an assistant professor of English at Mount Olive University. You're also the founder and executive director of the Carolina African American Writers Collective, and you are a 2014 recipient of the North Carolina Award in Literature. Congratulations on that honor. What does it mean for your work to be recognized in this way?
Wow, thank you very much. Last year I was promoted to associate professor of English.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, but that award, I'm so honored and humbled to be, to have been selected for this award. Can't express how great I feel about being honored with this award.
I can tell it means a lot to you. You grew up in eastern North Carolina. How does your upbringing here in North Carolina reflect in your work, and how does that inspire you in your work today?
Wow, that's a great question, because oftentimes I write about family, where I'm from, the landscape. I feel a kinship with the earth. You know, I grew up doing a lot of farming, gardening, all of that type of work, and family is very important. So oftentimes, as I say, I write about family and try to find meaning in the world in which we live.
You are a playwright. You also compose fiction and you write poetry. And in your poetry, you use a lot of music and visual arts. Tell us about your creative process when it comes to writing poetry.
Oh, wow, yeah, you're right. I try to ensure that I have some kind of musical elements within my work, whether it's alliteration, rhyme, repetition, or what have you. I think music is really important, and rhythm, I think, is certainly a keystone in poetry, and the visual aspect of writing, I think, is so important so that your reader can see what you're trying to document or whatever you're trying to report.
And when it comes to that rhythm, you are also very well known for the Japanese style of poetry called haiku that you use in your work. You have been honored by the Haiku Museum of Tokyo Award, as well as being named the executive chairman of the North Carolina Haiku Society. Tell us about this particular form of poetry and why you have really focused on this form.
Yeah, haiku. I really enjoy writing haiku. In fact, January will be 33 years that I've been writing haiku, and I find haiku able to enhance my longer forms of poetry because of the conciseness of language, precision of imagery, and try to capture those things, as well as have some kind of contrast in my haiku and to juxtapose unlike images. So I find haiku really rewarding. I enjoy writing haiku.
And for viewers who may not be as familiar with this art form, describe it for us.
Well, a lot of people believe that haiku would have 17 syllables, or at least that's the way we were taught early on. And the first line would have 7 syllables, second line 7 syllables, and the third line 5 syllables. However, contemporary haiku poets do not adhere to that, I guess you would say, strict syllable count. So usually it's shorter, and also make certain that we have a kigo in the haiku. That's a Japanese word that means season word. So there's a reference to season.
Can you give us an example? And I'm sorry if I put you on the spot for this.
Well, yes, I could give you one of my haiku. An old woman staring into the stars, sky all snowy. So that is one of my haiku. I think that's the haiku
Powerful
that won.
images.
Oh, thanks. That one in 1983 won the Haiku Museum of Tokyo Award.
Your work has been published in more than 350 publications. It's been translated into several other languages. But at the heart of it, what you say you really love is to teach.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
Well, I really love teaching. When I teach, I also find that I'm learning as well. I learn from my students. It's so rewarding to teach. I love teaching to try to, share the knowledge that I have about certain subjects, particularly advanced poetry writing, African American literature, public speaking, those courses that I teach, and the training that I've had. And in addition to that, I believe in mentoring my students. So several of my students I still work with long after they graduate.
What do you hope that your students take away from the time that they spend in your classes?
I hope that my students are more confident in their work, and I hope they will continue to do their work, and I just wish them much success. That's when I'm happy, when I see that they're doing well.
And what do you see in terms of the talent of the writing pool here in North Carolina from the students that you are working with on an everyday basis?
Oh, yeah. I've had some really good students in some of my classes. In fact, some of the students have gone on to graduate school to major in creative writing, try to earn MFAs, if you will. So I think that's so important. You know, they want to continue to become better writers, to learn to write better and possibly teach. So I think that's great when they're out there doing that. In fact, in North Carolina, there are so many writers. And in North Carolina, the community of writers are so helpful, help one another. So I find that rewarding too.
Lenard Moore, congratulations again on the 2014 North Carolina Award. And thank you for sharing your work with us.
Thank you very much, Shannon. Thank you for having me.
That's our show for tonight. For more information on any of the stories we featured, visit our website. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, everyone.
Quality public television is made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNCTV.